Yeah.
I would love, we've sort of teased what RideShare
Right.
Cars is, but for those who may not
Yes.
have heard of the company, or maybe even just someone off of the street, if you met them on the street and they ask you, "What do you do?" and "What is Cars?" What is the pitch to them? How do you describe it?
So, we are the rental solution for rideshare and delivery drivers. We pride ourselves in providing good quality vehicles to drivers that need them and give them flexible rental options so that they understand that they can make money, pay us for the vehicle. They can do it daily, they can do it
Yeah.
weekly, they can do it monthly. We want to give them as many options as possible and turn ourselves into the major rental car company in the rideshare world. And also, know that that's our segment. Our segment
Hmm.
is for rideshare drivers. That's who we focus on, and we want to perfect that model. We're not in the business. We're not the weekend, road trip. We're not the spring break car rental
Yeah.
company, right? We are dedicated to the gig driver, the gig worker. And amidst doing this, we're learning about more and more gig companies that come about
Hmm.
that we were not even aware of from our drivers so that we can continue to provide more assistance from a rental option for all these different companies that do gig work.
Got it. So walk me through the process. I'm a driver. How do I hear
Yep.
about rideshare cars and, A to Z, like quickly, how do I sign up
Yeah.
and sort of get started? And maybe that you can talk a little bit about the product and, how much it costs and
Yep.
things like that too.
Yeah, so a shout out to Google marketing and the ads that go out there, right? So you might see our ad when you're simply searching for a rideshare rental car, or if you're doing some
Hmm.
searching and looking at Uber or Lyft, you might see RideShare Cars, a good rental solution in the Dallas and Houston marketplace. And so when you see that, you'll click on our link. It'll take you to our landing page. You'll quickly download our app. It takes just a couple of minutes to download the app and create your profile online. Once you do that, we quickly get you approved to rent a car. And what that entails is we rely much on the approval that you're able to drive for Uber and Lyft already.
Hmm.
So if you're not approved for them, you would not be approved for us. If you're already approved for Uber or
Gotcha.
Lyft to be a driver, then there's a 99% chance that you're going to get approved through us. And there's a little bit of a small layer from an insurance perspective to make sure that your driving record, you can't come in with a
Hmm.
suspended or a canceled or an
Yeah.
expired license, right? So if that's happened, that's that 0.1% that comes in, and it very rarely happens. So it's a quick and easy registration process. Once you're online with us, then you get to select from the vehicle options that we have.
Hmm.
You make your reservation online, or you call us and we take it over the phone. And then from there, you come in, you pick up the car, and you're in and out in under 10 minutes with everything ready to go.
Very cool. So definitely, I know you guys have simplified the process quite a bit and made it
Yeah,
pretty streamlined. What type of cars do you have, and how much do they cost? I know you're available right now in Dallas
yeah,
and Houston, and we'll talk about
right.
your expansion plans toward the end of the
Sure,
episode. But
sure. Yeah,
what kind of cars do you have,
yeah.
and how much does it cost for a driver?
Yeah, so we operate similar to the model from how Uber and Lyft do it, right? You've got a
Hmm.
standard vehicle, you've got like what we call an Uber X, all the way up to an XL.
Gotcha.
So we provide vehicles that are sedans. We have vehicles that are 5-passenger SUVs. We have 7-passenger SUVs. So we do
Hmm.
have a fleet for people that want to look for that larger ride, the carry more passengers, carry up to 6 passengers with the driver and get paid a little bit more on XL. We offer that as well. So we have a wide variety, and the pricing ranges again based on the size of the vehicle that you're taking, whether it's a sedan or an SUV,
Hmm.
or if it's one of our brand new fleet, right? If it's part of the 2023 model versus some of our used fleet that we have that's in the 2012 to 2016 model, it can range anywhere between $70 and $85 all in per day. You get weekly discounts, so if you take advantage of doing the weekly discount, we like to help you save money. It works for the customer if you can pay up front, and it helps the business because then we
Hmm.
know that car is booked and taken care of for the week. And so we work with our customers that way to try to provide them, incentives to want to, rent the car for a longer period of time.
Yeah. So what is the most popular model that you're renting out, and how much does
Sure.
it cost on a weekly basis?
Yeah. So right now, the most popular model is our 2023 Kia Forte. It is extremely popular for a couple of reasons. One, it's a mid-size sedan that gets 40 plus miles per gallon,
Oh, wow.
almost 500 miles per tank. People ask, is this a hybrid? It's like, no, it's not. It's a green vehicle. It's not a
Yeah.
hybrid. But it gets great gas mileage. It's perfect for the Uber driver. And it ranges right around the $4.99 for the week. And with that, that encompasses everything: insurance, that encompasses all the maintenance. You get your turnkey ready. It comes with a full
Yeah.
tank of gas. So when you get in that car, you're ready to rock and roll and start making money.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest compliments we hear about that vehicle is that drivers tend to get tipped more in that vehicle than any
Hmm.
other vehicle we have. Sure, naturally newer vehicles, but it's a comfortable vehicle. It's a good quality vehicle. It's a smooth ride. And so we're hearing from our drivers that they're getting great tips in those cars as well. So when a driver comes back, especially if it's a weekend warrior, someone that
Yeah.
rents, on Thursday and comes back on Sunday, and they say, you know what, I'd really like to get this car one more time, right? I'd like to
Hmm.
get back in this vehicle
Yeah.
again because I got such great tips for it.
Hmm.
And that's what we want. We want good quality vehicles that are maintained well and that get you good tips, and that you feel safe and on the road as well.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at pictures right now of the 2023 Kia Forte, and it's definitely
Yeah,
a good looking car.
it
And,
is.
as you said, it's a new car. So I imagine
Yep,
that, people obviously like that. I think
they do.
it's interesting because, I'm curious, what do you tell people? Like, I feel like when we've seen, I think these, flexible rental models are really valuable. I mean, you guys have taken it
Right.
a step further. Not only do you weekly, you can do a weekend kind of warrior
Yep.
rental, you can do a
Right.
daily rental. And so,
Yeah.
obviously you're paying, right? You can go out and lease or buy a vehicle on your own.
Sure.
So
Sure.
I'm curious, right? Like the initial price comparison, right? People might see
Yeah.
$500 a week and they compare it. They say, "Oh,
Right.
I saw an ad for a Kia the other day for $400 or $500 a month," right? What do you tell
Right.
those
Right.
people? Why is it more expensive, to come and rent with you? And what are you kind of getting out of it as a
Yeah.
customer?
Yeah, so research tells us, Harry, that when a vehicle is used for rideshare,
Hmm.
that you're going to put 4 to 5 times faster wear on the vehicle
Yeah.
than you will for how you're normally driving it
Yeah.
to and from home, work, the grocery store, wherever you're going.
Yeah.
And so you're going to put wear on your vehicle, which means that more things are going to need to be done from a repair perspective, and those repair bills are going to start adding up. And from a retail perspective, the cost of tires, the cost of an alignment, the cost of a pothole, the cost of
Yeah.
anything that could potentially happen with your own personal vehicle, outside of just gas and gas prices, right? But
Yeah.
generally speaking, there's that. And when we think of the concept of time, value, and money, there's also the concept of, if something does happen with your tire or your vehicle or something like that. And I say tires simple because the number one expense we have is tires. I am
Oh, really?
constantly putting tires on vehicles, and I'm constantly getting nails out of tires and all those things. The drivers have a significant amount of downtime when they're getting that. So not only are they factoring that they've got to pay for that price to get it fixed, then they lose the downtime because they've got to
Mm,
sit in the lobby for 3 or 4 hours because
yeah.
they're number 14 or 15 in line. So it's really more than just the car payment and the insurance payment and
Yeah.
all the maintenance factor. There's the time that you lose as a driver. When one of my drivers comes in, I'll give you an example. I had a driver that came in last week. They were in our office for less than 30 minutes, and they had hit a big pothole, and unfortunately, the suspension on the one side needed to be replaced. I believe it was an
Hmm.
axle that we did, and they couldn't believe that they were in and out of here in under an hour
Yeah.
and back on the road, because we have the techs here. We bring the vehicle
Oh,
in.
wow.
We have the part coming from our distribution
So you
warehouse
have your
down the
own
street.
mechanics
We have our own
there.
mechanics. Yeah, I'm not going to send you to a place down the street to get that work done.
Yeah.
We're going to take care of it right here. And that was how our model was built. And then as we're expanding, we're creating relationships that allow us to be a priority in shops when our customers come in. So
Mm,
naturally, I can't build mechanic shops all over the place, right? I
right.
can't start building a mechanic business on it. But what we
Well,
have
never
here in
say never.
DFW, right, true, very true. Um, but the relationships that we're building are to help get the drivers in and out so they're back
Mhm.
on the road. 'Cause every hour that a driver is down the road, that's loss of income as well.
Yeah.
So they don't have to worry about paying for that, and then they don't have to worry about sitting and waiting somewhere for 3 or 4 hours to get back in their vehicle as well.
Yeah. Well, and I have to imagine that during your 4,000 rides on the road as an Uber driver, you had some maintenance issues that came up
For
and,
sure.
probably
Yeah.
experienced that firsthand. Because I think that's
Yeah.
one thing that, drivers see firsthand, but maybe service
Right.
providers or others don't always realize, right? When your car
Right.
is how you make money, if you get into an
Hmm.
accident and you have to pay a
Right.
$2,500 deductible, you don't have
Sure.
money to pay that
Right.
deductible because how you would
Right.
make that money is your car, right? And
Right.
if you
Yeah.
get into, if you need maintenance, brake job, whatever, that time not only you have to pay for it, but it is costing you, right? So I think that appreciation for a driver's time and everyone's time is valuable, but when the tool that you use to make money can't be
Right.
used, right? I think it just magnifies that. So I think it's cool,
Yeah.
again, to, probably no shocker here, but going out and doing a
Right.
bunch of rides for Uber, it can definitely help you if you're going to launch a
Right.
company servicing
Yeah.
Uber drivers, right?
Yeah. Yeah.